And good morning, Rino Soriano here, the Conscious Health Alchemist, day 18 on your 30-day holistic health challenge. Today I'm going to bring up a topic that applies to millions of people, and it's called the topic of coffee. Oh boy, coffee is like one of the favorites of most people. In fact, most people can't get their day started without having their cup of joe. Well, I'm going to have to bust your paradigm. Coffee is one of the most unhealthy things you can ingest. Now, why? Well, first of all, coffee is processed, and when you cook coffee out and you make it in your coffee maker, there's going to be things called tannins, and these tannins can produce acid in your body and can also make your body toxic. So number one. Number two, coffee has caffeine. Caffeine is a stimulant to your nervous system and brain chemistry. We kind of want to reduce these stimulants, okay? Not healthy for brain chemistry. And you know, if you had coffee once in a while, no big deal, but every day, multiple times a day, this really impacts your brain chemistry. And so this constant stimulation is not healthy for your long-term health, let alone mental, emotional well-being. If your nervous system is constantly stimulated, you can't feel like you can calm down. And that is not a path to health. Okay, so number three is why coffee is not healthy is sugar. Everyone's putting crystallized sugar in their coffee. Crystallized sugar is the most degenerative compound on planet Earth. It takes you out, lowers your immunity, you get unhealthy skin, unhealthy hair. I could go on and on and on. But a few other things, it actually messes up your hormones, which then mess up your metabolism, which then puts weight on and does all these other things, lowers your libido, it's just a degenerative compound. And so coffee, not a good thing. Every once in a while it's okay. So another reason why coffee is not good is because people are using coffee makers, and coffee makers are usually made of plastic. They either have a plastic base or plastic interior components. Plastic and heat don't mix. I don't care what the company's saying if they're using safer plastics. You don't want to be using plastic and heat. Not a good thing, because the plastic will leach into the water, and you will drink that, and it will clog up your body and physiology. All right, so what can we do? What can you do to start changing this? Okay, so number one is you might want to start shifting over to using what is called cold brew coffee makers. Okay, these are non-electrical. They're like basically made of glass, and they're working with gravity. And you put a cone in the one glass piece, and then you put your coffee granules, and then you fill it with water, and then you leave it overnight, and through gravity it slowly trickles through the coffee, and it makes you what's called cold brewed coffee, which is a lot healthier, less tannins, and you don't get the plastic leaching. Number two is you want to start reducing the amount of coffee you drink, okay? And so what I recommend to people when I start them off on coaching programs is, hey, you're going to replace half of your coffee granules with what I call chicory root granules. Chicory root granule is a wild herb. It's slightly bitter, but it's very healthy. It's got inulin, which has many health benefits to your body. So what I say is replace half of your coffee with chicory root. So you put half, let's just say 2 tablespoons of your coffee and 2 tablespoons of the organic chicory root granules. And what that does is actually neutralizes some of the tannic effects and other unhealthy components to coffee. And then slowly throughout the weeks, you start replacing more coffee with more chicory root until you are 100% chicory root, because the chicory root, similar to coffee, you get that nurturing feel, because I know what it's like. You know, you get up in the morning, you want that something warm and nurturing. The chicory root is fantastic. It will actually give you energy, sustain energy, and not this spike in what I call static energy for like 30 minutes, and then you come crashing down. That's what sugar does to your body. That's what caffeine does to your body. So I will have a recipe. I'll have the recipe in one of the downloads. You can download my what I call my new cup of joe, or coffee for the soul. It's going to replace coffee, but you're not going to miss coffee after you go in this one, because the ingredients are not only healthy, but they're yummy, and everyone I had on has gotten their socks knocked off. So coffee, not a good thing. Start reducing your coffee input. Switch over to the cold brew. I'll have a link for Amazon products that are cold brew. It's a small investment, but it's a much better alternative than using your coffee maker. Coffee makers are usually plastic based. Plastic and heat don't mix. Okay, so slowly going over to the chicory root granules, and I'm gonna share my super secret recipe for the new cup of joe, or what I call coffee for your soul. Okay, so look for that. I hope this helps. I'm Rino Soriano. I'm the Conscious Health Alchemist. I just hit you with my coffee alternative recipe. I'm gonna have it in the downloads, make it, and then get back to me. And remember, healthy body, happy soul.